Yesterday, we got a Battlefield comms from the Battlefield 6 dev team talking about all the changes coming with the California Resistance update on November the 18th, which is next Tuesday. And they also gave us a sneak peek at the changes they're wanting to do in the Winter Offensive update in December. So let's go ahead and talk about some of the changes we can expect to see with the California Resistance update coming out next Tuesday. They're making more changes to weapon bloom and dispersion. They said hopefully this will make weapons feel smoother and more consistent, especially at longer ranges where they've seen players engage more often. So hopefully gunplay will feel even better after next week's update. They've made more adjustments to lighting and visibility for soldier visibility, particularly inside of interior and exterior views. So more changes to be able to see players easily if you're looking out of a building or out of a window, or vice versa if you're looking into the window. They made changes for this a few weeks back, and it improved the game a lot compared to what we had visibility-wise when the game first launched. I'm glad they're still taking a look at this because player visibility is still kind of poor on some maps. Also, they said they wanted to clarify the challenges. They've made some description changes to make your progression easier to understand and follow after all of the changes they have done to the challenges so far. They've taken more segments from the Battle Royale map and made them available in Portal for creating community experiences. Aim assist adjustments, this is going to be the big one. The aim assist tuning is similar now to what we had in the open beta. So next week when the update comes out on Tuesday, your aim assist or your infantry aim assist and your infantry aim assist slowdown will be reset to match the new values. So you're going to have to go in and see if that is kind of where you want it or if you need to reset it back. I'm not sure if we're going to have to go back to the values of the open beta. I felt like even on console, aiming felt a lot better in the beta, in my opinion, compared to how it is right now in game. So I'm going to go in, of course, and mess with these settings next week when this update comes out. I will make another settings video for everyone out there in case you're wanting to know what you need to change once I get everything kind of fine-tuned once again. When it comes to the Winter Offensive update, now this will be out on December the 9th. So this will probably be the last update we get this year for Battlefield 6, I'm assuming. We may get another one, but I would be surprised if we get another one past the Winter Offensive update, kind of before next year starts. So when it comes to the event in general, we're going to get a new limited time event, a new melee weapon. Of course, they're also going to make a few changes. They're going to do some changes to vehicles. So there's going to be a vehicle balance pass. It says it's going to be a pass to smooth out some of the biggest balance outliers between vehicles. Expect more consistent vehicle combat across the board. More breakthrough mode adjustments. Several maps in breakthrough have been updated to improve balance and flow. This is, for example, Sector 1 in Morocco Valley now has fewer available vehicles and adjusted capture zones to help attackers make better progress. Also, they're going to make some improvements to Rush. They've updated MCOM placements on Manhattan Bridge, Liberation, and Liberation Peak to create smoother attack routes and more engaging objectives. We've also wanted to highlight a few topics of conversation that they're actively exploring. Map design and size. This is, we've seen your comments about map size and pacing. Battlefield is the best when maps offer different ways to play and consistent action around every corner. Striking that balance is always a priority, and we are committed to a variety of map types across future seasons. With Eastwood arriving in California Resistance update, we will continue to monitor existing maps and modes for targeted adjustments. It's like what was planned in the Winter Offensive while also learning from the community creations in Portal. So hopefully a lot of you out there that are wanting larger old school maps will be getting those at some point inside of the game. It may be next year before we get them, but I'm also hoping they go in and tweak some of the maps we already have available to us. Review of challenges. This is they're reviewing challenges to better support the sandbox gameplay. They're looking into adjustments that will roll out over time to improve the UI and menu, and that's going to be a big one, I think, because no one in the community really likes the UI or the way the menu's laid out, and that will be one that I'm really happy to see when it kind of pans out in the end. Player stats. They're exploring expanded player stat tracking, included preseason details and other improvements. A lot of people want to see the kind of player stats that we used to have when you looked at your player card in your older Battlefield games. Battlefield 3, for example, had a great player stat sheet, and I'm hoping we get something like that in the future, because what we have right now is very limited. And unless you go on a different website like Tracker Network, you can see a lot of detailed stats there. But in game, you don't really have a great detailed player stat sheet, and I'm hoping we get something like that in the future. Social play improvements. This is they're looking at ways to make it easier to group up with friends and resolve issues that may prevent smooth session joining. Now, one of the big issues I've had here on the PS5 with my friends is sometimes you can get together and try to play, and it says you cannot play that with a group, so it's unavailable with a group of people, and it's very annoying. It doesn't always happen, but sometimes it does, and I'm hoping they get a lot of that smoothed out. They're also investigating some things with hit registration and netcode. They're working closely tied to potential updates around the time to death and time to kill consistency, so hopefully we'll get a fix for that. The vehicle ecosystem. They're reviewing the overall vehicle experience to ensure balance and combat across all warfare modes. And they're also looking to make some audio changes to RedSec, add a Battle Royale solo mode. I'm hoping they do that eventually, because I know a lot of you out there that like BR want to be able to play solo if you don't have friends to play with, particularly at that time. And if you hear my dog down here playing with a toy under my feet, I apologize. Also, armor plating. They're reviewing the current action time. I know that's one thing that a lot of people want to see improved, that the armor plating time is a bit slow, and also exploring possibilities to adjust the tank frequency. Now, I still think there needs to be tanks in Battle Royale, because that's what makes it a kind of battlefield experience in this Battle Royale particularly. But I do understand some players' complaints when they say, you can get tons of different key cards throughout the match, so all 4 of you could end up with a tank. That might be a bit much, so hopefully they will kind of take some looks at that. I think they're making a lot of good changes in next week's update, and a lot of changes in the future as well here inside of Battlefield 6. Leave me a comment with your thoughts. Let me know what you think. And of course, if you like the video, hit the like. If you have not subscribed yet, please do so. And I'll catch you next time. Peace.